Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. On December the 26th, I reported on Willy Suarez Maceo, a man of Cuban descent who has been accused of being a serial killer of homeless people. Well, I have an update. So listen carefully to this report. Turn up your volume if you need to, and we will discuss.
Having an unknown killer striking out at random victims is like no other type of crime to solve.
A suspected serial killer is finally charged. Surveillance video links at least 2 murders to a South Florida real estate agent.
That in Miami, we're investing in public safety, and we're not abandoning people that other societies may have considered disposable or may have forgotten.
Tonight, what the victims have in common as police seek justice. The victims in this case were homeless. The suspect arrested back in December thanks to a witness who flagged down police after one of those attacks.
CBS 4's Ted Scouten joins us live from Miami with the latest on this. Ted.
Carly and Elliott, like a modern-day Sherlock Holmes, that's how the state attorney's office is describing the police work in this case. Also today, we are getting our first look at that actual takedown and surveillance video that ties the suspect to the crimes.
There's the man, the car, and now you'll see the gun.
You're watching the takedown of 25-year-old Willy Suarez Maceo. Investigators believe he's a serial killer.
These types of homicides are best known as serial killings. It's a series of chance-like, detached killings that can defy a community's perception of danger and safety.
Maceo was charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. His alleged victims all appeared to be homeless.
In this case, the targeted population were Miami-Dade's homeless. Men who sleep outdoors in our community. These are some of our most vulnerable individuals in our community. You can see him now walking towards that area.
Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle says this is him near the scene of the first murder in October.
You will see him now coming back, running away from the scene.
From here, she says he gets into a black Dodge Charger. About 2 months later, a car fitting that same description is captured on video at the scene of another murder, this one in Wynwood, where another homeless man was shot 5 times. The murder was captured on camera.
When he reverses out of his window, you'll see that is a flash, the muzzle flash of the bullets going towards Mr. Price.
Just before that murder, Maceo is accused of shooting another homeless man in the head that same night. That man survived. Surveillance video gave police a partial tag, leading them to Maceo and his arrest.
We are so happy that we were able to find justice in this darkness that was committed by this anonymous killer who did this in the shadows. And now we brought this out to the light of justice.
Now, Maceo was actually arrested in December and held without bond since then. Today is when he was actually charged in those shootings. Live in Miami, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Okay. You know, it's really scary because you have to ask yourself, you know, this man looks like a normal, everyday, working class individual. You know, he dresses very well, drives fancy cars. I'm going to link my first article about this man. Real estate agent, clean cut, dresses well, presents well, speaks well. The same type of person that would be your next door neighbor. The same type of person you would go to for advice, the same type of person you would sit down and have dinner with. And it's very disturbing because I'm sure that all of his friends are thinking to themselves, this man sits down, he has normal conversations with me. I never would have imagined that he's a serial killer. Now, let me pause and say that this man is innocent until proven guilty. But I will also add that it's not looking good for him. You just watched the video. So it doesn't look good, especially since the very gun that was used to kill a couple of those homeless people was found on his person. You also see him running up and down. I have to wonder, everybody, what goes on inside of a person's head that causes them to become so obsessed? He was literally obsessed with homeless people. For what? They're out there living on the street. Most of them are probably mentally ill. They're not bothering anybody. Why is he trolling the streets at all hours of the night, looking for homeless men to kill? I'll never understand. So this is part 2. I will come back again once the trial begins, and I do believe that he will end up convicted. This was a stupid criminal, because I'm sure he saw himself on the news. He saw his picture, but the police still didn't know who he was. And I'm sure that his friends saw it and thought, wow, that surely does look a lot like Willie. But the thought never occurred to them that it actually was Willie. But anyway, stay tuned. I will be following this story. Bizarre.